Hello, my beautiful friends. So freaking amped to be here with you today. For those of you who follow me on social media, you may have already seen, but I got to do my 8th half marathon on Saturday. And you guys, it was absolutely amazing. And ever since, my mind has just been like reeling. And one of the coolest parts for me personally, I am not a runner. Like, I enjoy race day. I cross train to train. Okay. I went on one run in my training that was longer than 2 miles. I did 30-day breakaway, the trainings, but all of those runs were like between 20 and 23 minutes. And so that was like about 2, maybe 2.5 miles for me and the pace that I was at. And then I went on one run that was 5 miles long. I am not a runner, but I love race day. I love the energy of race day, and oh, I just love it so much. So even if you're not a runner, I just really challenge you to at least do a 5K one day in your life, just so you can feel the atmosphere of race days. It's just amazing. But ever since Saturday, my mind has just been reeling. And the coolest part about race days is the clarity of thought that I have experienced every time. Like when I am done, just the surge of energy, people call it the runner's high, right? Just the surge of energy, the clarity of thought, just the like, it's almost a spiritual experience. It really, truly is. And so I wanted to share with you the 13 thoughts that I like had most consistently during the 13-mile run. Okay. So number one, and these are like, yes, you can apply it to like, if you're ever choosing yourself to run a half marathon, but this is like life lessons. Okay. 13 thoughts for 13 miles that you can apply to your life. Number one is pay attention. It was really sad to me sometimes that like people had 2 headphones in, and I am totally one of those people. I need music. I am not a crazy person who like, yeah, I'll just run for 2 hours with no music. No, that's not me. I need me some music. I need me some jams. I need me some hype. I need me some pep, right? But it was kind of sad to me because one of the best parts of race day is the fact that you're surrounded by all these other people. And it was one of the first races that's been held post-COVID life, right? And so like, what a blessing that we got to be around all these other people. We didn't have to wear masks. Like we got to see other people smile, right? But there were so many people who had 2 headphones in. And so you would like talk to them or like cheer them on, and they like couldn't even hear you. They were just like in their zone, in their mode, in their bubble, in their thing, doing their thing, right? And were they running? Were they doing their thing? Yes, they were. But sometimes we miss so much of the joy around us when we choose to just be here. This, me, only, me, right? And we miss so much of life when we do that. So, first thought, pay attention. And not just in half marathons, like I said, but in life. How can we metaphorically, right, like have at least one headphone out so that we can, yes, be taking care of our own needs and listening to that music while we run, but also paying attention to the needs of other people, right? And hearing what they say back to us, not just what we say to them, but what they say back to us, and maybe the words of encouragement that they share with us, right? Okay, that's number one. And at the end, I'll go back through real quick and recap. Number 2 is say thank you. I had a beautiful experience of just like every single time I stopped at an aid station to accept water, a banana, Gatorade, goo. It's like this like energy stuff that me and my mom call camel snot, because that's what it tastes like, except for it has a little bit of flavor, but it's like the texture is really gross, but it helps you with energy. Steph is laughing at me. Yeah, it's gross. But all those people who were there to volunteer at the aid stations, they were doing it by volunteer basis only. They were not being paid. And I literally could not have done what I did without them. There's no way I could have run that far, that fast without the aid stations, without their help. Right. And so I expressed that and I told them, I could not do this without you. Thank you so much. Right. Every single person that I passed that gave me something. Thank you so much. I couldn't do this without you. Right. And every time we passed the police officers, I thanked them because they're stopping traffic. They're making it so you can continue to run. You're not going to get hit by a car, right? Like, and we couldn't do it as fast as we were without them. And as like mental clarity, like I don't need to be afraid for my life while I pass this crazy intersection, right? And so I expressed that to every single one of those police officers, like, thank you for keeping us safe. And I feel like, especially in today's world, they don't hear that as often as they should. And so paying attention, saying thank you to those who are doing whatever they're doing, whatever role they're playing, so that you can do the best that you can in your life, right? Whether it's a race or life, saying thank you to the people who make your life possible, right? And I don't just mean like your mom and dad, but like really truly paying attention to who has made a huge difference in your life, and not just thinking those things, but saying those things, right? One of my very favorite quotes that I've ever heard, and you guys know me by now, right? You know, I'm a quote person, but is thumper in reverse. Not, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. It's the opposite. If you have something nice to say, make sure you say it, right? Because so many times we think nice things. Oh, her dress is really cute. Oh my gosh, I love her hair. But she's a stranger. I would never say that to her, right? Like that. No, say it. Because you have no idea what they're going through and how much they may need to hear it. And don't just think, thank you so much in your brain, like say it out loud. If you have something nice to say, make sure you say it, right? Say thank you. Okay. Number 3 thought that I had is to express yourself, and don't wait. Don't wait. And Steph said about what I just said, never suppress a generous thought. I love that quote. That's by Marjorie Pay Hinckley. I love her so much. So yes, I love that. Never suppress a generous thought. But number 3 is to express yourself. Like, don't wait. There were so many moments where I like had a thought that I was like, I just feel so much love and gratitude towards my kids right now. And I had my like phone in my fanny pack thing. And it was like, I don't have my phone case. Like I could have dropped my phone and totally broken my screen. Right? But I risked it. I risked the awkward, like, okay, I'm going to go a couple seconds slower to unzip my pouch, grab my phone out, find my photo, pause my music, bring up my camera. But I recorded some videos for my kids, my husband, my sister, and my coach. And then I sent 2 videos in our like Marco Polo Fit Life group. And going back to watch those now is like, like all the feels, right? Because again. Okay, go ask Colin if he can do it for you. Okay. Close the door so I don't wake up Ellie. Thank you. But it would have been so easy to just like, I'll just wait till the end of the race, right? Like I'll just wait. And then I'll make sure and send him a text and send him a thank you, right? But because I did it in the moment, like red-faced, panting, sweaty, grinning from ear to ear, right? Like it captured the moment. It captured the emotion and the energy in that moment. And I think so many times we have these thoughts that come to our heads of like, oh, I need to tell so-and-so thank you. Or, oh my gosh, I'm thinking of so-and-so and I just really want to say something, but they're busy, or it's not the right time, or I should really, right? And we wait. And then all of a sudden, like the moment passes and then it like really doesn't feel right anymore. And then we end up with a little bit of regret, maybe down the road of, dang it, I should have listened to that thought when I very first had it, right? So number 3 is express yourself. Don't wait. Do it even if it feels weird, even if the other runners on right next to you are going to look at you with like, why in the heck is she recording herself? And why is she talking to her phone? And what the heck? She should just be running and focusing on running. Right. And Jeanette in the chat, she's in our Marco Polo group and she's like, love those videos. I could feel the energy. And for real, it was life. And even me, I like went back to watch them and I was like, oh, I'm so glad I did it in the moment because it was like so real, so real. So express yourself. Don't wait. Okay. All right. Number 4. This was actually one of the most recurring thoughts that I had while I was running is, I mean, so many people like, as I've shared my transformation, especially as this third baby. For those of you who don't know my story, I gained 45 pounds, lost 45 pounds after I had my son. I gained 45 pounds. I lost 39 pounds after I had my daughter, number 2. I gained 45 pounds. I've lost, I don't know. I kind of stopped counting. 52, 3 pounds now after my third. And everybody, when I share my transformation, oh my gosh, you look so good. Oh my gosh, you look so good. But really, and I say it, but I think people think I'm just saying it to say it, but like, no, I mean it. Like, thank you. But I really don't do it to look good. I'm doing it to feel good and to be able to run and play hide and seek with my kids and play tag with my kids and run on the beach with my kids and hold my children. Yep. And be able to walk up the stairs and not like feel like I'm dying. Right. And all those types of things. And I've shared it before, but I really want to be a grandma who can go down the water slide with her grandkids, not because, I mean, I just want to be that grandma, right? Like I want to be that confident in my awesome, stretchy, saggy, wrinkly, cellulite skin that I'm not ashamed to just put on my swimming suit, hold my grandkids on my lap and go down the swimming pool, that I have that kind of confidence, that I have that kind of self-love in my body image, and that I have the energy still to do that. Right. And as I was running, that really was just like the most recurring thought of like, I don't do this to look a certain way. I do this to live a certain way. And this is life. This is energy. This is everything. Right. And I really think when we can make that divide of like, I'm not working out and eating healthy because I hate myself. I'm not working out and eating healthy just to look this way. I am working out and eating healthy because I love myself, because I want a beautiful and fabulous quality of life, because I want energy, because I want to be there for my family, to be there for my kids, to sleep well and not have to have, sleep apnea or have diabetes or heart disease or all the things, right? Don't work out and eat healthy to look a certain way. Work out and eat healthy to live a certain way. Okay, that was thought number 4. Okay, number 5 was just to smile. There was literally like so many people along the edge that had signs and were like cheering for you, right? Which I love that. I love that so much. And there, almost every single person, we made eye contact and they were like, I love your smile, right? Like so many people, I love that you're smiling, right? And they like, like whatever. Some of them actually said something. Some of them just like pointed at their mouths and like gave me a thumbs up. But you guys, like, I couldn't not smile because I was just like, this is the best, right? And I was just like grinning from ear to ear. But really, truly, like a smile makes so much difference, right? And there's, even when I go to like high fitness classes and I can't help but just like grin because it's like so fun and it makes me feel so alive, right? And so this is like two-faceted really. It's like, one, give yourself permission to like just smile. Don't take yourself so dang seriously that you have to like grin and like that, right? I'm just gonna make it through, right? Like ease up a little, smile, okay? And number 2, if you haven't found that for yourself yet, if you haven't found the exercise that really just like, I can't help but smile, keep looking, because it really is out there. Because I've seen it in my girl Steph. She like, every time she talks about this program called Lift For, maybe you've done it, maybe you haven't, she like she like, her body gets all big and she like smiles and she's like grinning and she's like, oh, I love it so much. Like the trainers, the program, the this, and she just lights up. And that is not my program. That I like it. I have enjoyed it. It's not my like, oh, I love it so much. Right. And maybe she's sitting here thinking like, yeah, I don't smile during high fitness. I don't smile during turbo jam. I don't smile while I'm running. I don't agree with you. Right. But find yours, find your reason to smile. Right. And then embrace that with everything you are, and don't take yourself so seriously. Okay. In life, in exercise, all the things, just smile. Okay. Okay. Number 6, be present. And this is something we talk about, like, or maybe I feel like it is talked about all the time, but I know it's maybe because I am working on this and I am aware of it. And so I feel like it's talked about all the time. But I saw right before we started, this girl had a headband and it said, run the mile you're in. And I was like, ooh, I love that so much. Because sometimes when you're exercising, no matter what it is, you're like, holy crap, today's workout is an hour long. Am I done yet? Am I done yet? And I think it's honestly just human nature to like, are we there yet? I mean, even children, right? Like you're on a road trip, like, are we there yet? 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 But if we can truly this is actually a conversation my husband and I had, that I was like, I don't want to drive to Utah, like with my family a few months ago. And he was like, I love the drive. And I was like, excuse me, what did you just say? And he was like, I think it's awesome. Like, I think it's super fun to just like listen to music and just like be together and like listen to books. And I was like, okay, I guess I could kind of adopt your mindset, because I was totally just that, like, I wish we could just get a port key, like from Harry Potter, right? And just like touch an ugly shoe and like be there already. I don't want to drive, right? But if we can truly just learn to, I guess I said it, be present, but really, I guess what I mean more is to enjoy the climb, not just the top, right? And enjoy the journey. And and that is one thing that I really tried to embrace this time. And like every song I called it Run the World playlist, my running playlist. And every song reminded me of somebody, whether it was like, it reminded me of myself, it reminded me of my husband, it reminded me of my kids, it reminded me of my coaches, it reminded me of this specific friend, it reminded me of blah, da, 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 da. And I would just like, okay, this song is dedicated to XYZ. And I didn't always necessarily like run faster or run better or run different. I just thought of that person the whole time that song was playing. And it helped to like buoy me up, right? And it made the mile that I was in like so much fun, so much fun. And so if we can just find that ability to run the mile you're in, enjoy the car ride with your kiddos, right? Just be present and enjoy the journey. Janeth said in the chat, can you share that playlist? Absolutely. Yes, I can. I will share it in our Fun Friday thread and our Project 100 thread. And if you're like watching this recording and you don't know what those threads are, just reach out to me if I'm your coach, or your coach if I'm not your coach, and we can get you added. So you're a part of the community. Cool. So yes, I will share it. Okay. Thought number 7 was really, oh my gosh, just the whole time I was running it, I am so grateful that I am able to work this hard. I am so grateful that I am able to work this hard. I am so grateful that I am able to work this hard. And referencing my postpartum journey again, and actually something that Janeth said, and it was one of those things that was in my head, but I didn't know how to express it. And then Janeth said something in Marco Polo that I was like, yes, that's exactly how I feel too. But she talked about how she looked at herself in her wedding dress, and she never thought, like back when she was in her wedding dress, that like, oh my gosh, I have so much weight to lose. Holy crap. Like I look terrible, right? Like she felt beautiful. She felt amazing. She felt fabulous. And then she takes pictures as she continues to make health her goal. And she's like, wow, like I look fabulous, and I look fabulous even more now. Right. But it was never this like reprimanding, like, oh, you look terrible, you need to change everything, like, right? And I totally I've been the exact same way. And that's not how it started. I was 18 and like mean to myself when I was one of the tiniest I've ever been, right? But postpartum journey number 3, I hung out with Elise Joan in the postnatal bar program, and she's just constantly telling you, like, you are so beautiful, mom, you're gorgeous, like your body is so amazing. And I started to believe her, like, yeah, I'm gorgeous and I'm amazing, right? And I remember like taking a picture like 2 weeks after I gave birth, and I literally, like, I remember my stance, I remember my clothes, I remember where I went, and I remember feeling like, man, girlfriend, you just had your 3rd kid. You look freaking amazing. And I did like a side-by-side a couple weeks ago of that time compared to now, right? And like, I didn't even know my body was capable of transforming that much, but I felt beautiful in both. I felt confident in both, like really genuinely, truly, right? And so just being grateful for your body, for all it has done for you, no matter what it looks like, right? And just being grateful that you have the ability to work as hard as you do. Okay. All right. Number 8, help other people. Life is so much more fulfilling when it, again, kind of going back to number 1, but life is so much more fulfilling when you forget yourself and go to work, right? And it was so rad to like, as I was running, every single time I would pass someone who was walking, I would like give them a thumbs up just in case they did have 2 headphones in. And I'd like, good job, right? Like, you're doing amazing. You're amazing, right? And there was this really rad moment in the tunnel because we were running down Provo Canyon and it was dead silent in the tunnel, right? And I was like, we're in a tunnel. Like, why is everybody being so quiet? I like screamed at the top of my lungs, you are amazing, right? And the whole tunnel like erupted with like, ah! Right? And everybody's like cheering and whooping. And I was like, yes, right? And it was like one of the best moments ever. And it just felt so good. And that just became like my tagline. That was at like mile 2, maybe mile 3. And then every single person I passed, you're amazing, keep going, right? And then when we met up with like, because the full marathon, the half marathon, and the 10K all run the same course. It's just like you pick people up as you go, right? And so when we joined up with the 10K people, there was like a lot of people, and there were a lot of people walking, and there were a lot of people who you could tell like they're doing the 5K or they're doing the 10K and they need encouragement just like anybody else, right? And so to truly just like turn around and like, you're amazing, right? And there were so many people who like rolled their eyes, right? And I would like immediately point after that, you're welcome, right? Because I could tell their mind was just like, no, I'm not. This sucks so much, right? Or whatever. That I was just like, you're amazing. You're welcome, right? Like no room for argument or ifs, ands, or buts about it. You are amazing. And it just made the race like so much more fun to just like cheer other people on and not just be only in my own head. I gotta make it through. I gotta make it through, right? Like, so in the race of life, what if we cheer other people on too? Right? And help them out. Yeah. Okay. Number 9, assume that the people who are cheering for you. My family wasn't there. Blake wasn't there. My kids weren't there. None of my in-laws were there. Ash was my sister, my coach was running it too. And we figured out that we crossed the finish line about the same time. I didn't have anybody at the finish line cheering for me. Right? But I assumed that everyone who was clapping at the moment I ran by, they're clapping for me. They think I'm awesome. They think I'm amazing. And guess what? They're right, right? I am awesome and I am amazing. And it buoyed me up that even though I didn't have anyone there cheering for me, I had everyone there cheering for me, right? And I think sometimes if we get into this, like, no one's going to be there for me when I cross the finish line, right? Like, it just makes it so, right? And I could have totally entered that space. Like, oh, I wish that
Blake had come with me. I wish my kids had come with me. Like, what's the point in even crossing the finish line? No one that I care about. No one's going to be impressed. Like, no one's even, you know what I mean? But I just assumed every single person, they're cheering for me. And then I paid that forward. I went and stood by the finish line. And the cool part was our bibs had our first names on them. So as people would pass me as they're about to cross the finish line, I would be like, you go, Denise, you're amazing, right? And I don't know them at all, but I was just cheering for them and calling them by their first name. And it was like the best thing ever, right? So just assume that when people are cheering, they're cheering for you, even if they're cheering for the person next to you or the person behind you, or who even knows, right? But just assume they're cheering for you, because it changes the whole atmosphere. Okay. All right. Number 10. This is kind of what I said earlier, but in a different spin. Accept help. There's been so many people that I've run races with or whatever that I tell them, girlfriend or boyfriend, stop at every aid station. The first one is at mile 2, and you're not going to feel like you need it at mile 2. You're going to feel great. But the aid station at mile 2 is not for mile 2. The aid station at mile 2 is for mile 3 and mile 4 and mile 5, right? Because you need that help. You need that little pick me up to be able to keep going. And whether it's a half marathon or the race of life, right? Like, we need our village. We need other people to be able to do the things that we need and want to do. We have got to accept the help, right? And then we just extra bonus and cherry on top when we say thank you, right? But accept it. Accept the help when people want to help you, because it really does make a huge difference. Okay. Hair in my mouth. Okay. Number 11, have fun. Really, just, I don't really have anything more to say than that, but just have fun. Choose joy, because it really is a choice. Okay. Number 12, you will feel what you gave, right? I heard this quote on Friday, the day before, as I was driving up. But if you want, I can't remember exactly how it went, but if you want to feel oh my gosh, no, I can't remember what it is. But essentially it is that you will feel what you gave. If you want to feel a certain way, then give it first. Give it to others first, and then it will return back to you tenfold, and you'll feel it because you gave it, right? And that's exactly, I think, one of the reasons why I cheered so many other people on, is because I wanted, even though I knew no one was technically there cheering for me, I wanted to feel that. And so I gave it to others. I cheered them on so that I could feel that in return, and I could feel other people cheering for me, even though they don't really know me, right? And the last thought is, do it again. Do it again and again and again and again, whether it's signing up for another half marathon or another 5K or another 10K or whatever, or in the race of life. Wash, rinse, repeat. Okay. There are so many times. This was my 8th half marathon. Okay. And there, in the other 7, I bet I did a lot of these things, but maybe not as well, right? So what's number 9 going to look like if I do it again? And if I bring other people with me? My girl Jeanette texted me the next day and was like, I know you just finished, so you can ignore me, but do you want to do again? Do you want to do one again with me? And I was like, yes, I do. Yes. So we're going to do one in October, and my husband's going to do it with us. And he's never run one before, but do it again. Do it again. And who can you bring with you this time? Who can you rally around you? Who can you invite to join in on all the hype and all the fabulousness, whether it's, again, a half marathon or in the race of life? If you find these things, if you find gratitude, if you find joy, if you ask and accept help when you need it, and if these things change your life, do it again and bring others with you. Let them be warmed by your fire, right? And just keep burning. Yeah. All right, real quick, I'll run through the 13 thoughts one more time, and then I'll let you go, my recording friends. Number 1, pay attention. Number 2, say thank you. Number 3, express yourself and don't wait. Number 4, do it not to look a certain way, but to live a certain way. Number 5, smile. Number 6, be present or enjoy the climb, right? Number 7, be grateful for how hard you are able to work. Number 8, help other people. Number 9, assume that other people are cheering for you. Number 10, accept help. 11, have fun. 12, feel what you gave. And number 13, do it again. Do it again and again and again and again. Okay. I love you, my friends. You are amazing. I am amazing. We are amazing. And let's just have a rockin' summer and a rockin' life together. Cool. I love you, my friends. If you're on the recording, I will see you next week. If you're on live, stay on live and we'll chat for a sec.